We have entered the final race of round one of the chase tonight. Welcome everyone to the Rick Motec Cup Series for Extreme Motorsport 99.com. Past 3 nights at this virtual track has produced great racing. What will tonight hold for these drivers? Welcome all to MaxSpeedTV. I am Joshua Medlock here tonight alongside with Gary Wells. Gary, glad to have you up here in the Cup Series, bud. And we've seen the past 2 nights, man, that it's produced some, awesome driving, but Cup cars got a lot more horsepower underneath their hoods. What is your take on tonight?
Well, I don't think it's really a matter of the horsepower because it's actually a little bit less than the Xfinity and truck car vehicles. But the downforce mainly is going to be the thing that I'm watching. These guys are going to be slipping and sliding because they have more downforce. So I think it's going to be really interesting, the off throttle time. And I think whoever has the least is probably going to be doing burnouts here at the front stretch at the end of the race.
Well, Gary, like all week, talking about the top 12 contenders battling it out for that champion. That is no different. A lot of familiar names up here, this top 12, but also got a lot of newcomers into this chase format here tonight. So I think that it's going to be a shakeup yet again in the Cup Series, like we've seen the past 3 nights.
Yeah, and just by looking at the practice speeds, there's even some guys that aren't even in the top 12 that are, running up here in the top 10 in practice speeds. So it's going to be a very interesting race. I think we've got a lot of expectations. Hopefully everybody can keep it clean, and who knows, maybe we'll have a race like we did last night.
One caution last night, and that was it. It went green flag the rest of the way. There was some awesome pit stops in there, and I think a lot of the drivers know after what they endured last night coming down pit road, they're going to have to endure the same thing again tonight on old tires. Little to no fuel. Cars are going to be so light, you're going to have to back up that corner coming into 3 and out of 4 to safely get it on pit road, or you're going around.
Yeah, either you're going to go around or you're going to run the risk of breaking that speed limit of 50 miles an hour. iRacing does let you get away with it for a little bit of a mile an hour or 2 over. But after that, if you do it consistently, they'll bust you for speeding. But it's really going to be interesting to see tonight how these guys are able to maneuver on old tires and slow that car down to 50 mile an hour.
They will. All right. Well, let's get up here in race analytics here. Got an air temp of 77 and the track temp, of course, living up to Atlanta. 109. I imagine that track temp is going to go higher. Yesterday, it was 109 starting out, and it went up to, I think, 116. And then it started dropping down, and then it went right back up. So I think tonight we're going to see that fluctuating of track temp. So 140 laps here tonight, 210 miles. Now, I've got the tire window at about 20 to 25, but Gary, you was talking to earlier, and the Cup cars actually feel better the longer they're run, and that's strange because usually they just fall off.
Yeah, and it really just depends on how you save these tires. I know some guys, they said the grip kind of goes away to your point of the 20 to 25 laps, where some drivers, if they save a little more, they can make their tires last, 30 to 35. So it just really depends on what these drivers are feeling and how they think they'll manage their tire wear.
Tire wear, I think that's going to be key. Fuel, 38 to 45 laps roughly. Pit road speed, 50 miles per hour. Pace speed here tonight, 65 miles per hour. Down here, Gary, and get the 2 top 12 in points here. Going to battle it out for the championship. Jeffrey Creek, David Elliott, Alan Elwood, Garrett D. Grant, Tyler Hallman, and Rob Haynes is going to be the top 6.
Yeah, and then the bottom 6 here, so to speak, I know that sounds really bad, but here it is. We've got Cameron Hurd, Ed Morris, Mike Rominger, John Sterling, Chuck Sweeting, and of course our defending champ, David Weishart.
This is in no particular order because they are all tied at 1,000 points.
Well, it's in order, alphabetical order. I finally started catching on by the third day.
Well, it's not really in alphabetical order anyway, because Alan would be up top. Yeah, anyway. But you know, after tonight, what was that?
It's done by last name.
Done by last name. Okay. Well, after tonight, Gary, it will go by points because that's what the chase goes by. So you got to get the most points you can in 5 races and hope that you are in that number 1 position at the end. Walk out of here as the champion.
Yeah, you're most definitely right. Kind of like how Curtis Vollmer said, and it kind of stuck with me the rest of this week. Those first 5 races, or those 5 races, you've got to be in the top 5 to top 10 in every single one of them. And honestly, if you really want to be that championship contender, you got to win at least one of these bad boys in order to win that championship.
Yes, sir. At least try to get at least 1 win. Well, we got a minute left here in practice. We are going to step away here, play the national anthem. Qualifying will be underway. Come back, and we got team points to go down as well. So don't go anywhere, folks. Be right back.
So kind
Alrighty, folks, back live here on MaxSpeedTV. Qualifying is still underway here in about a minute and a half, Gary. Still times right now. Alan Fox, as you call him, Foxy. Alan Foxy up there, up front. I figured I'd go ahead and throw that out there.
There you go.
But, we still got drivers out here that are putting time. David Weishart, Tyler Hallman, Garrett D. Grant, Mason Kane, Clint Wright, Zach Ogburn. It looks like others probably going to elect to start on pit road. And it might not be a bad idea here tonight.
Well, it might not be a bad idea, but I will tell you as well, track position, I think, is going to be another one of those main keys here tonight. And it's really, we kind of saw it in the K&N race, we saw it in the truck race, even the Xfinity race at times. It can be one of the hardest places to pass here at Atlanta.
Yes, it can. We have seen pass in the last couple of nights, on that outside. And, that's, I don't know how they do it, Gary. I mean, you could see it, but how do they make that pass on that outside line?
Well, I think we're really going to see it a lot more take place in effect with these Cup cars. I have raced here at Atlanta in the new Cup car with this rules package, and you can really make it work on the high side if you have somebody with you and if you're a good side drafter, because on the top side you necessarily don't have to lift as much. You can hold it down into the gas a little bit more than you can on the bottom.
All right. Well, yep, you got that right. Well, we're going to get down here to the point standings coming into tonight, the team standings, excuse me. That will decide. Now, Gary's going to go over the overall team. Start here with a Cup point. Samson Motorsports up there in that top spot with 1169. Virtual Racing Alliance in second, 11. Primetime in third, 1087. Downforce fourth, 10. Performance in fifth, 972. Hyperdrive in sixth, 850. Performance seventh, 8. Jacob Bell Racing in ninth with 8 in 8, 771. Maverick Motorsports ninth with 548. Gary, the overall team points, buddy, where that team championship is decided after round 5 of the Cup Series. And I'm going to let you go over because right now the defending champions, man, they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, they are going to be indeed hard to beat. They've got quite a big lead, actually. Even with everybody, in chase form now, that's still going to be very hard to beat that 31.55 that Samson has right now. Second place, we've got Primetime with 28.91. Third place, we've got Performance Motorsports with 28.33. And fourth place, we've got Hyperdrive Motorsports with 26.30. And fifth place, it's Proformance Motorsports with 25.70. Sixth place, we've got JBR, Jacob Bell Racing. They've got 25.48. And seventh place, we've got the Virtual Racing Alliance, the VRA. They have 25.46. And eighth place, we've got Maverick Motorsports with 23.96. And then bringing up the anchor, of course, is Downforce Motorsports with 22.07.
Overall team points, where it is all decided team-wise. After round 5 of the Cup Series, that will be March, of course. March 19th will be a round of 5. It might even be March 18th. That's somewhere around. But, Gary, we still got, after tonight, we've still got 4 races to go. So, anything can happen now and then. And if Samson, they don't have the runs that they want in all the series really combined, they could quickly lose that top spot. So at 31.55, that lead is not safe with Primetime with 28.91.
Yeah, it's really, I think in my opinion, it's really going to be the battle of second and third place on back. Really just for the rest of the season. I think Samson, they're the team to beat. They've got really all 4 series locked up. Like, they are on a rail this season. They've shown consistency. Of course, they have a few wins amongst their teams. So I think they're really going to be one of the tough ones to beat here to win or to try to pull that off to beat them for the overall. But I think primetime performance, they're going to have a battle amongst themselves for second and third.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just looking back here, Cup Series, Samson first. They're in third in the Xfinity, fourth in the trucks, and first in the K&N. So pretty consistent throughout the board for Simpson Motorsport.
But particularly dominant at the top
Yeah,
series and the bottom level. So they've got it figured out. They've got the right formula, and I know they're wanting to carry that into next season as well. And they somehow keep getting talent, and it's working out for them, and everything just seems to click and go their way. And hopefully, next season, who knows? Maybe it'll be a more interesting battle, a little more competitive. Of course, we all like to see that.
we won't know until next season. We
Exactly.
still got a ways for that. But let's take a look at who we have in the chat here tonight. Brendan Kennedy out there. M&M's Racing. Brian Odell out there in chat. Jeff Williams joining here tonight. It looks like see Brian Odell again. Marcus Regal out there in chat as well. Looks like we've got about 11 watching. We've got 9 likes already here tonight. Get it out there on your social media account, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, MySpace, whatever. Get it out there. Get people watching in here tonight. The final race at Atlanta, and it's been Atlanta all week. So I have become even more familiar with Atlanta the past 3 nights. Frank Redmond out there in chat as well. Glad to have you, Frank.
Yeah, right. And we've got I was just going to go ahead and go over some stats here. I know you and I were kind of talking about it earlier today, and I guess we just really hadn't realized how competitive the Cup Series has been along with our chase guys. But I do want to point out Rob Haynes. He was the regular season champion with 2 wins. Him and Alan Elwood are tied with wins, top 5s. But Rob Haynes, out of our chase drivers, he has the most top 10s with 7. And that's 7 out of 10 races. Josh, and 7 out of 10, that's 70%. Like that's putting a whopping on the field. That's like going out there in real NASCAR out of the 36 races and getting like 30 top 10s on the season. So, he's definitely on a rail right now. I think him and Alan Elwood are very, very close because Alan has 5 top 10s and 5 top 5s. Him and Rob are actually tied with the most wins and the most top 5s. Right now. So it's definitely going to be interesting between those two. But of course, we can never count out our defending champion, David Weishart. He's also in the chase. He's got 1 win. And let me see here. He's got 4 top 5s and 6 top 10s. And there's a tie for second amongst, I think it's like 3 or 4 different drivers with 6 top 10s. So really, we're seeing the cream rising to the top here, in the Cup Series.
Oh, yeah. And, that just shows the level of competition. We haven't talked about it much. If there is a tie, at the end of, round of 5, what do they go by? Well, they go by top 5s, top 10, stuff like that. They go down through and look at the stats. And, right now, if this was the final, race, Gary, it would be a battle there between Rob Haynes and Alan Elwood right now because of the way they're tied. And, Rob would have it with what he's got. But still, nevertheless, Alan wants to come up and say, win or, get a top 3, maybe a top 5. That could definitely help out him, too.
Yeah, that could definitely help him out. That's why it's very, very important. Our chase drivers, particularly Rob and Alan and David, I think those are kind of our big 3 with how consistent they've been running this year. That's why it's very important those 3 show up and show out every single week. Pressure's on for these guys. This is the chase, and it's time to, show us what you're made of, so to speak. They got to have that 5th gear, so to speak.
All right. Well, was going to interview our pole sitter. Did just get a poke from him. So not going to interview him at this moment. So let's kind of get an intake. Something we don't normally do, Gary. We usually interview drivers. But let's interview a spotter here tonight to get a different visual on what they're going to do. And I know you had one in mind, so I'm going to go ahead and let you pull him up here. and kind of talk to him. I don't even know who it is, to be honest.
Oh, you know who it is.
And just get an insider on, what it's going to take from a spotter crew chief perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. George Moroff, Gary Wells in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we decided to go ahead and take a different approach this week. First race to the chase, we figured we would give a different perspective as far as instead of the driver all the time, we figured we'd see what's behind the driver. And sometimes in this league, we do have spotters for most races for some of our drivers. But you've been with Rob now for 10 races, going into 11 tonight for this season. And you've really been the big key to his success, or at least that's what he says.
I wouldn't say that. Rob's a phenomenal driver. He keeps the car clean, gives us a shot at the end. That's all I can ask him to do. He just gives us a shot when we need it, man.
Well, you're not behind the wheel. You're watching from above, but kind of tell us, what's it like being a spotter on iRacing? What are you constantly doing other than just saying clear all the time?
Well, you have to handle the tires, the fuel, all the pit strategy, other than just saying clear, it can get hectic if you're at the front anywhere on the track. You just got to keep your eye in the race, get the strategy done, get them in and out of pit road clean, keep them aware of what's going on around, all the normal stuff you'd really expect.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes you're definitely the psychiatrist for him as well behind the wheel. But tell us, kind of what are your thoughts going into this chase? I know you and Rob have really kind of put a whooping on these guys. You won the regular season championship by a significant margin. But tell us, what's your plan for these for this chase? Are you guys changing any strategy at all, or do you guys think you're going to keep it the same?
Winning the regular season by that much doesn't mean anything because you got these last 5 races to go out and get as many points as you can. It's all 1,000. Nothing from the regular season matters anymore. We're going to go out. We're going to run our race. We're going to stay clean, try to get a couple wins, and ultimately win it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just want to tell you good luck and have fun, and hopefully we'll see y'all later.
All right. Thank you.
Well, that was a different perspective,
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Do we got time to pull up our pole sitter? Or did he not want to be interviewed? Was he declining us?
Yeah, well, he had to go do something.
10-4.
How about we go ahead and pull up our current
How about our outside pole sitter?
Outside here and the defending champion.
I got you. Hang on.
David Weishart, buddy, got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, you are the defending champion, qualifying outside. Second behind Alan Fox. Well, how's Atlanta for second straight day here? Actually, 4th straight day, but second straight for, of course, what's your thoughts here?
My thought is we should have a really good race tonight. The setup is manageable. Not like last night. Last night was loose. These cars are really stable. So hopefully we have a good race. I'm hoping for good things. Alan's fast. He was fast in practice, but he's got pretty much the whole Samson team right on him. So hopefully me and the team hopefully come out of here with good finishes.
Yeah, it all starts here tonight, David. So 20 drivers. Let's see. Got yourself for Samson Motorsport. Got Garrett Grant there, Tyler Hallman, and that's it.
Yeah. Bobby didn't qualify, but he'll be up there. He's got good race pace.
Oh, okay. So probably not able. So 3 out of the 4 Samson drivers in the chase. That's not bad.
Yeah. We're real proud of that. Bobby just, the last 2 seasons up here, he's just been snake bit with bad luck. But we're working with him, and we're going to come back next year. And all 4 of us are going to be in the chase. You can book that right now. Calling my shot.
All right, David. Well, good luck down there, buddy. And, man, it's going to be a fun run here tonight again.
Thanks, man. Enjoy yourself.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get our pole sitter up here real quick. Right, Alan Foxy, got a copy.
Yeah, what's going on, Josh?
That's a Gary Wells thing for you. Well, hey, man, qualifying on pole. How's the car feeling, buddy? Real quick.
Well, it's a little snappy loose. Dirty Air is going to be a killer tonight, but it's overall pretty quick. This is one of my favorite tracks, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this race plays out.
How do you think the tires are going to hold up here tonight? A lot better than what they did, last 3 nights?
The last night's a different animal. I usually love the B car, but I'm glad I wasn't racing last night. The fall off's about 1.5 to 2 seconds, depending on how well you can baby them. So there will be fall off. Pit strategy will be important if we go green. So it'll be fun to see how it plays.
All right, Gary, anything for Alan before we let him get back?
Nah, my man, you kind of missed out on the chase this year. I kind of see you're wanting to play spoiler a little bit, and you're making a statement by starting on the pole. So good luck to you.
Yeah, those connection problems that I had over the last month really killed me. So that would be my luck. Start on the pole and win the race when it don't matter for the chase, you know?
Right, exactly. We'll go out, be there, and be the best non-chaser and spoil it for these boys.
Thanks, guys. Hope I can talk to you again later.
Alan. All right, Gary. Well, it's time for our picks, buddy, here tonight, as we always do. Well, I am actually picking here tonight one of the chase drivers, Chuck Sweeting, out tonight. I think he can bring it home into victory lane. It looks like start in the back, not qualifying. Yeah, Gary.
Well, we just talked to him. Our defending champ, outside pole sitter, David Weishart. That's mine.
That is yours. All right, folks, you got your picks out there in chat.
Drop them now. Don't wait till 10 to go. Come on, drop them now.
Yeah, drop them now. That's where it counts. I got in trouble.
What, did you forget to make a pick last night?
No. I was going to change my pick in the middle of the race. Can't do that.
Oh, yeah, because you tried to do that on Monday. I almost met you.
On a grid here momentarily. Racing to final countdown.
It's the final countdown. I'm not going to sing it for you, though. And here we go. These guys are going to start gridding.
Right, here we go. The pit pass starting grid here tonight. Alan Fox grabbing the pole. Non-chase driver. Man, that's definitely going to kind of throw a ringer into this. David Weishart, chase driver, outside of him in second. Garrett D. Grant for Sampson also up there in third. Tyler Hallman, another one, fourth. Aaron Hearn, VRA in fifth. Rob Haynes down for sixth. Andrew Mirage down for seventh. Darren Clement, I think at prime time, and eighth. Dalton Cowden ninth. And Nick Hunt going to grab a top 10 here in qualifying.
Yeah, good run for him. In 11th place, we got Blake Griffin. In 12th place, we've got David Elliott. In 13th place, we've got Jeffrey Marble. 14th, Tommy Haynes. 15th, John Sterling. 16th is going to be Zach Ogburn. 17th, Justin Gann. 18th, Jeffrey Creek. 19th, Mason Kane. And rounding out your top 20 is going to be Clint Woolbright.
All right, Ed Morris, 21st. Matthew Welsenbach, 22nd. Bryce Senesack, 23rd. We got to pick them already. Davey Hendricks, 24th. Michael Mueller, 25th. Alan Elwood. Oh, Elwood back there in 26th. Michael Thwaites, 27th. Bobby Tinch, 28th. Chuck Sweeting going to start 29th. Gary May, 30th.
31st, looks like we've got Tommy Amassi. And 32nd and 33rd, of course, we've got our admins, Andy Starcher and Don Kidder, respectively. And it looks like, I don't know who else after that.
31st.
There we go. I'm sorry. My iRacing's all messed up.
Uh-oh.
Scoring's all messed up till they cross the line. But yeah.
It happens. It happens.
When they don't qualify, it really messes things up, let me tell you.
Yes, it does. All right, we got a pick for the 31 car. Looks like the player today, Patterson, out there in chat. Alan Fox, good a pick. And give me some of that 00 loving. Bradley Wetzel going for Nick Hunt out here tonight.
There you go. He's got a good chance for sure tonight.
Yes, he does. All right, we are rolling off here, folks. Getting ready here. And again, green flag sponsored by All Paws Animal Hospital out of St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Douglas Carlson, the company, glad to have him on board here. Gary coming out of 2 on the backstretch, man. This is not a huge field, but huge enough for Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely. These 30 cars we've got here tonight. Of course, we've got our three admins, Tommy Amassi, Andy Starcher, Don Kidder. But out of these 30 cars, there's not a whole lot of give and take here. It seems like everybody's within about a couple tenths of each other.
Yes, it is. Well, Gary, coming into 3, buddy. What do they say?
Reach up there and pull them belts tight one more time.
All right, gonna make their way out of turn number 4 here at Pace Car. Gonna make its dive off to the safety of pit road. Gonna be in Alan Fox's hands once all 4 tires are off. And he is already on the loud pedal. No waiting for the green flag, and it's out. Boogity, boogity, boogity. We're racing here for round 1 of the Ritmotech Cup Series in the chase at Atlanta.
Oh no! Garrett DeGrant already loose. Looks like he saves it though. I don't know if he had some help from a teammate back there, but he has definitely got that car loose there, first corner.
And he is falling back all the way to 8.
Yeah,
Wow.
he dropped like a rock there. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if there was contact or what, but he just got insanely loose. But, kudos to, Wiseheart behind him and everybody else. Everybody kind of checked up and was able to let him save it. As we see David getting loose coming off of turn 2. I think that's really going to be a tricky spot here on these new tires, just simply because they're new and it's just a really hot, slick Atlanta track here with the track temp being 101 right now.
Track team. Wiseheart. Tyler Hallman behind him. There was 3 capital machines up here. Garrett D. Grant losing it and falling all the way back to 30th. Still got some side-by-side action. Blake Griffith, like the 00 of Nick Hunt, looking inside of the 32 of Darren Clement. Nick looking to go up into 8 here from 10. Blake Griffith in the track racer side, a battle behind him as well. Don Sterling, Jeffrey Marble. Here comes Jeffrey Creek. David Elliott with Zach Ogburn and Tommy Haynes all in a line. We talk about that freight train to the inside. That could happen when you're going around a corner, Gary.
Yeah, the draft really here, I think, for the first 10, 15 laps, while these tires still have a lot of grip, that's where we're really going to see the draft play a huge factor. But then I think we're going to see it spread out here a little bit. These guys are going to give each other room. With that off-throttle time, they're really going to have to pay attention to their race car.
Right set aside, looking to the side of the Mason Kane go into 21st. Mason, though, fighting hard. He is back in second. Still side by side. He has not completed that pass just yet.
Yeah, it looks like Mason's able to make that middle lane work as of right now up on the high side. As we see the 38 here of Davey Hendricks and the 27 Michael Mueller have a front row seat for it. Looked like they were almost 3 wide there up in front of this group as well going into 1, but it dissipated pretty quick.
Elliott falling back on that outside. Zach Ogburn going to make the pass. That is the 17 of Tommy Haynes looking to the inside, and boy, that right front there almost clipped that left rear of the 42. Got to be careful in cup cars.
Yeah, a little bit of bumper hook here, and of course, just some net coat I've noticed with these cup cars as well. A lot goes into these cars, obviously, when they're being programmed on iRacing, so sometimes with the internet, gets a little bit of some net code going.
Oh, yeah, yep, net code, or what we call, I don't know if he's out there watching, but Brett Cool got another name for net code.
What's he call it?
He calls it a hammy. Danny Hamlin.
Well, look at this here. It looks like Rob Haynes and Andrew Mraz, they've really stuck together here, and they've both gained a couple spots here since the start.
One of them.
The FEG twins, as I like to call them.
5th, Andrew from 7th to 6th.
And I think you're really going to see that a lot in this chase. We're going to see teammates working together, trying to stick together and go with their guys. And of course, I know Rob for Downforce is the only car that made the chase for the team this year. So Andrew Mraz and Michael Mueller, they're really going to be focused on working together as we have a caution.
Oh, Mason Kane in the 76. Back and take a look at what happened to Mason.
Oh.
I know they were battling it up back here by Sinisak and
that
Company.
looks like netcode to me.
Ooh, well, we're not admins, but we will take a look. Yeah, I mean, well, our perspective may be totally different, so let's see here kind of what happened.
Yeah, netcode, maybe a little bit of contact between the 27 and the 76, but...
Okay, well, let's take a look at it here. Off across the stripe, down into turn number 1. Oh, right there. Well, that was really close. Well, let's see here
maybe
if
about
I can...
6 inches worth of netcode on my end, but, you know, we're not admins. We'll let them make that decision.
See here if I can get on that 27 there of Michael Mueller. Let's go to a right of front suspension here. Kind of look at this. Because, you know, these are close. The admins do a fine job of looking at it right there. Boy, that is a really close call. I mean, yeah, I'm seeing it right here. I mean, there was a space between the 76 and the 27. However, like I said, we are not admins and we do not make the final calls here. So, but that right there,
everybody's coming down pit road.
That right there does definitely look like netcode for sure. Everybody is down pit road, as you said. Yep.
Yeah, 11 laps in this race. I know these guys were going pretty hard on that initial start, especially that 24 car. He basically burned his tires on the exit of turn 2, lap 1 here. So everybody's going to come down here for fresh tires and top them off with fuel. And hopefully this is the first of very few cautions here this evening.
Yeah, and you know, we don't say net coding much, but we talk about it, and we don't see it as often as we used to. So iRacing is doing something to eliminate or try to limit the amount of hammies, as Brett Cool would call it, on iRacing. But everybody has a different internet connection, the iRacing servers, and it could happen.
Right, it could still definitely happen, but I tell you what, I know at least for me today, I had a Windows update when I woke up, so that was one of the first things I did was get that update in, and I've noticed already on iRacing with this newest update for Windows, a lot less netcode. There's a lot less space. It used to be about a foot and a half, 2 feet. Now it's really gone down to inches.
Yeah, they're getting it really worked out for sure. Well, let's go ahead and get a chase driver up here real quick. Don Sterling, buddy, got a copy.
Got a copy.
Well, it's early. First caution of the evening, man. We still got a long way to go, but, you know, how's Atlanta out there here for you the first 10 laps?
It's stable compared to what drivers were facing previous nights. We'll have to see how it handles in the longer run. During practice, it was getting tighter the longer it went.
Oh, you think it'll be a little bit better here tonight, you know, as far as maybe the tires, or do you think it's still going to come down to a tire management?
We'll have to see. I know last night people were pitting probably 10, 15 laps too early because the car was just crazy loose. So we'll have to see how long we can go before people start pitting on the tires here. I don't see it having the same effect.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, you never know. If we get that long green flag run, John, good luck down there, bud.
All right, thank you, guys.
One to go, maybe this time by it. Looks like the 31 of Andrew Mraz, Gary, is going to be our leader. Alan Fox to his outside. So.
Well, and I do have an interesting strategy call. Just got it from Geo down there in Downforce. We only ran 10 laps, so with Andrew really not having anything to lose, he's not a chase driver. I think he's just trying to help Rob out with some pit strategy here. But he's only taken 2 tires this pit stop here, so going to be interesting to see how that'll work out for him as this run tends to unfold.
Oh, 2 tire change in Atlanta.
Sometimes it could work depending on the cars, and sometimes, obviously we've seen it here many times where it doesn't work. So usually 10 to 15 laps, it's kind of on the border, short run. Maybe you can get away with it. Will be interesting to see how that'll affect the handling of that 31 machine.
All right, Gary. Well, get them going here. The All Paul's Animal Hospital restart, green flag restart here.
Yes, sir. Making its way through 3 and 4 here for the Rick Motec Cup Series. Getting ready for that All Paul's Animal Hospital green flag restart. Pace car through 3 and 4. Interesting front row here with Andrew Moraz and Alan Fox. And then the Samson cars in row 2. Green flag back in the air. Moraz is already going. And it looks like no wheel spin from that 31. I thought there might have been a little bit with the old tires, but seems like it's working out, and everybody's kind of scrambling a little bit as we head into turn number 1.
We're back here with Rob Haynes, Alan Fox, Cameron Hearn.
Oh, we're
wrecking it. It is a big one here tonight. A 0-0 of Nick Hunt going to be involved, and they're still wrecking back there. Uh-oh. What happened?
Oh, no. That 38 took a hard lick there. That looks like that's what kind of triggered this here.
Take a look here. We're going to be on Nick Hunt. 38 on that inside line. 65 right behind him. 38. Oh, right there. Oh, man.
Looked
that
like there was a little
close.
bit of contact. That right rear there of Dalton Cowden, that left front fender of Nick Hunt. I don't know if he was trying to, get a little bit of draft, or if maybe he was trying to blend in. I'll have to watch the replay again, but maybe he thought he had a little more room and was clear, and just kind of turned him wrong place, wrong time here on this restart. As we see the 52 get loose actually in front of the field as well. So I think maybe the 38 of Dalton Cowden was maybe trying to lift for it, and I guess Nick didn't see that and just caused a big one here.
We were looking at it here, a left front of Nick Hunt, and we see it right there. The 38 hard into the hard into that outside wall. I mean, he took a lick and a half.
Yeah,
bounced right down into the 0-0 of Nick Hunt. Nick goes for a ride. The 32, it looks like, gonna scave a by here with that iRacing glitch, as we like to call it. And then it was just on from there. Tommy Haynes gonna get involved. Looks like the 24, the 27 in the back gonna get a piece of each other. Dalton gonna come down to the 28, the 42 gonna get a piece of it. So
a lot of our chase drivers involved in this accident here.
Yes.
Quite a few there. It sounds like a couple, 3 guys there. Well, I think Andrew Moraz is looking like the smartest man in the field right now, taking that 2-tire stop there.
Rob Haynes has moved up into 3rd here. Hearn has moved up into 4th. Pole sitter back here running in 5th. Jeffrey Creek to 6th after starting 8th. John Sterling, who we just talked to a little bit ago, now up to 7th. Tyler Hallman back in 8th from Ed Morris from 21st to 9th. He has cracked the top 10. Zach Ogburn from 10th.
Having a nice solid run so far. Well, we didn't get to pull him up during pre-race. You want to try pulling up the 73 now?
On Fox, I did pull him.
Oh, you did? Oh, I missed that interview. Oh, hey. I wasn't here. Sorry, sometimes you get really involved and sometimes you just forget.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Well, let's see if we can go to a non-chase driver here to kind of get another perspective. Tommy Haynes, buddy, got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Well, you're back here running in 12th, kind of hanging out, back kind of where you started. Started 14th, but hey, it's still a long race, man. How's the car feeling out there?
Your car ain't feeling too bad, man. Just a couple laps on the tires there, it sets down pretty good. And after that, you just got to just take your time on your tires and stuff. But other than that, it feels pretty good.
So the cold tires, though, it's still a problem getting going.
Yeah, it takes about a lap or two to get going.
Okay, well,
Get some heat in them.
yeah, unlike last night, it was like 5 to 8 laps.
Man, I don't even want to talk about last night.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck down there, man. Hey, we got a long way to go. You're
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
we good. Thank you, man. Thank y'all for what you do.
Yep, sure. Hey, ready to get going?
He was. We're 1 to go now. That's why.
He's ready to rock and roll. Well, a quick
now
second caution out here, Gary.
Yeah, quick caution. This is going to be an interesting restart. Weishart's up here all by himself as a lone Northern Capital car. We've got downforce guys in the first 2 rows on the inside, and then back behind David Weishart, we've got the 25 and the 51, the VRA teammates. So this will be interesting. We'll see where Weishart ends up going into 3.
As that pace speed 5 miles per hour here at Atlanta.
It's like going down the highway.
In here, not the race they wanted to start out with here tonight for sure. Don Kidder, Andy Starcher, Tommy Massey up there in the admin booth. Big shout out to them. Shout out to Rick Motek, Frank Rico of that Rick Motek. Shout out to him for being on board here. As we come to All Falls Animal Hospital green flag restart. Oh, a little bit of spine. Oh, tire spin by the 31 on that restart.
Yeah, a little bit of tire spin, but he was able to corral it and did a really good job going into turn number 1.
Rob Haynes down to the inside of the Northern Capital. David Weishart. Cameron Hearn coming right along with that, number 29. They come screaming out of turn number 2 onto the backstretch. We are still 2 wide back here in the middle of the pack. Tyler Hallman, the 7 of Ed Morris, looking to the inside. Alan Elwood looking as well. Oh, Elwood out there. Tommy Haynes, who we just talked to, kind of mired in between them, and then a side-by-side action again back here. Justin Gann, Zach Ogburn, Michael Thwaites to the out of the 09 Nebraska Citisac. So still trying to get it in a single file line, but they're still double file pretty much all the way from the front to the back.
Well, for a second there, I thought Ed Morris was going to make it 3 wide going down the backstretch with John Sterling and Jeffrey Creek, or Alan Fox, but decided the better of that and tucked it back in. So these guys are just trying to play it smart and, get to the end of this thing now.
Jeremy Clifton back here, running in 25th on that outside line as the 42 and the 27, Michael Mueller in the 27 comes to the inside of the 28. Matthew Belzenbach back here in the 79 is looking to the inside of the 28. Not going to be able to get that nose in. Back here running at about 27.
Yeah, it looks like Michael Mueller has got some significant damage on the back of that Downforce Motorsports Ford. Hopefully here, that could be a tongue twister, but hopefully he's able to repair the rest of that damage and hopefully get a front end or rear end back. That'll be interesting.
Now they don't get any resets here in Motorsports.
No, they do not.
They do have an incident limit.
And it is 13 before DQ.
13 incident limit.
And that sounds like a lot, but that's really not. You hit cars twice. That's a 4X every time. Yeah. You're already at 8X. And I know I was spotting for Scott Rambler last week, and we were running good till about lap 50, and then we got shuffled in the back on one of the restarts, and we got 8X and 2 corners. So,
wow.
Yeah. So that was definitely not fun, and definitely interested in trying to get them through the rest of the race with half of our incidents already gone before we even hit halfway.
Boy, we've got a battle here between Tyler Hallman and Ed Morris. Tyler is going to take that position away from Ed. A couple of change drivers right here together. Coming up on Alan Foxy up there in 8. On Alan Elwood is in the case as well. So got a battle of the Allens right here in 7th and 8th.
And Michael Thwaites really trying to make this outside lane work, trying to get around Zach Ogburn. I think really here tonight, you're really going to see that middle lane, that outside lane, take more of an effect that we have here the last 3 nights. Just simply with this package, it does create a lot more side-by-side racing.
You can get a little bit more draft in these cars than you can in, say, the Xfinity or the trucks. And
Right, and these cars are usually the slower out of the 4, unless they're in the draft, and then they're usually the fastest. But usually here you get a big draft. Here really plays into effect, and also if you can run that high side without having to lift, it really you can carry a lot of momentum.
we are now single file. John Sterling in the 3 all over the back bumper there of Alan Elwood. He has split the Allens up here.
Yes, he is in the middle of an Allen sandwich.
Andrew Mraz on those 2 tires.
Still looking good so far, and looks like David Weishart's in the middle of a Ford Entertainment Group sandwich here.
Yep, he's got Andrew ahead of him and Rob behind him. David, though, he's right there with Andrew Mraz.
Yeah, I think he's just waiting his time to make that pass, waiting for Andrew to make a mistake. Not really wanting to push the issue right now, but if he does see an opportunity, I'm sure he'll go for it. But Rob, last season here, he dominated the night. He led 115 laps. So he definitely knows how to get it done in Atlanta. Just didn't quite get it done in the closing stages, ended up finishing 3rd. But he's definitely one of those guys that'll be right up there. I don't think he'll leave the top 5 all night as we see a pass for the lead starting to take place.
All right, get up here to David Weishart and Andrew Mraz.
And they are tight side by side from off turn 4 here.
Door to door.
Oh, that's too close to call. I think Weishart led that lap. Yep, he sure did by 1/1000th of a second.
Yay!
But you see Mraz, Andrew here, he's trying to get that outside lane going. Can't quite get it done. I think we're starting to see those 2 tires start to fall off for him a little bit, but really hard to run that outside lane as these tires wear out.
Yes, it is. Well, got some VRA guys up here. Cameron Hearn, Jeffrey Creek, and, you guessed it, Alan Elwood up here. They are running 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, and these guys have been strong all season long here in the Cup Series. May not have won a whole lot of races with Elwood leading the way. Oh, I see. I said it too. Alan Elwood leading the way, but he's really been setting the pace of wins and everything. I don't think Cameron Hearn has won a race, but the owner, Jeffrey Creek, he hasn't won one yet, I don't think. Yeah, he's got 6 top 10s and 2 top 5s, but no wins. He's been helping Cameron Hearn and Alan Elwood get those wins, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's teamwork here at Extreme, and that's what these guys are trying to do. But, VRA is a brand new team this year, Gary.
Yes, and they have really set the tone, at least in these upper divisions between Cup and Xfinity for sure.
Battle up here with Rob Haynes. Looks like Rob going to get around the 31 and the 25 of Cameron Hearn. Get around to Andrew as well. Andrew, those tires, I bet, right now not feeling too pretty with that 31.
Yeah, no, I think he's ready for a caution. He's like, can we have another caution, guys? Can we just have another debris or something here? I think he's wanting one of those because he's going to start falling back here pretty fast.
Lap 20, or 30, lap 20. Wow, I'm behind. Lap 32 here tonight. Jeffrey Marble. Ooh, Jeffrey Marble, the 66, almost making contact there. Might have been a little bit of net coating there.
Yeah, Bobby Tension the 66 and Jeffrey Marble in the 65.
Like Bobby managed to, if it was net code, he managed to work it out, kept it straight. Good job for the Northern Capital 66 and the 65 of Jeffrey Marble too, because bad. Aaron Clement trying to make his way back up toward the front.
Aaron making that move, and I tell you what, a guy that I would be watching for, I'll keep an eye on the interval here for you, but Rob Haynes, he's got some help there with that 25. I'd be on the lookout for him to close in on our leader, David, as he's kind of all by himself here over these next couple laps. I'll keep an eye on that for you.
All right, I'll put back here. Long group, Chuck Sweetie up to 19.
Yep, Chuck Sweeney like to start in the back, as it says 34th, but we all know it was about 30th or 31st. He's definitely been working his way up through the field, passed a lot of cars already, and I know he's wanting to pass a lot more.
Right. At 5. Guys out here now at about 24 or so laps on the tires, and I think they're really starting to feel them. I know Andrew's starting to feel it with those.
Oh yeah.
That 2-tire change drops him behind the 3. John Sterling. John's going to get around him out of between 3 and 4. Out of 4 now. Here comes Ed Morris from time.
He's going to be looking as well.
Yep, he's gained some spots as well from 21st to 8th. Alan Fox, him already here tonight, our pole sitter. He's found himself back up into the top 10 tonight.
And he's a teammate to Ed Morris, so he's going to definitely be trying to work with that 7 car as much as he can.
Yep, Ed Morris down to the inside of Anders, falling backwards. Tommy Haynes in that psychedelic machine. Boy, that's a pretty paint.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Oh, man, really good between 70 Alan the Fox to the 31 of Mirage, but we're going to clear. Here comes the 17th of Tommy.
Yeah, and this is where part of the run, 24 laps on the tires, about halfway through the fuel run, you're definitely going to start to see these guys lifting a little more, but some of these guys that have maybe saved their tires, they could still pretty much hold it flat out. So it's going to be a lot of interesting comers and goers here at the end of this run.
I was just watching on a battle here between Cameron and Rob. Cameron going to get around Rob Haynes, and Rob almost put that front bumper through that 25.
Yeah, kind of a slide job there that Cameron Hearn pulled on. Not as significant as we saw Monday night, but definitely a little bit of a slider there by the 25.
Peter Gardner out there in chat. How you doing? Jake also joining us out there here tonight. 24 watching here. Low turnout here tonight. You have more. Not sure exactly what is going on, so share it out there on your social media. We got 16 likes out there here tonight. I know for a fact we can hit 40. So let's get people in here watching. I'm tuned in. Glad to have everybody out there. Not even halfway here tonight. 70 laps is going to be halfway.
Yes, sir. 70 laps is going to be halfway. We're going to start seeing some pit stops here in probably the next 10 to 15 laps or so, roughly.
On lap 9 here, roughly. So, yeah. 5 will be for fuel when doing a very good job back here. Whoa, Michael Waits. Oh, he is on rails coming up to 12th. He has got a whole lot of company behind him.
Oh, yeah, the 30 adjust again.
Andrew
Mraz is just falling back. I think Mraz is here isn't a free fall. I think he's just trying to get out of the way at this point in the run right here.
Are we going to see a 3-wide here? The 09 Brian Sinisat.
Not yet. Not yet. Maybe off of turn 2.
He was looking to that outside.
He was, but I think he thought better of it. I think he knows better. He's going to be going to following, I think that's the 32 there, if I'm correct.
Yep, Darren Clement. Yep, he's following Darren.
They, I guess, Performance got a lot of new paint schemes. They just got a new sponsor, just signed on with them for a couple seasons. So everybody got new paints.
Uh-oh.
And when you get new paint, sometimes I can't tell who's who.
Yeah, that happens. Thank God, blinked out there for a moment. Out.
Yeah, he's back now. Still leading this front pack here as we see a battle between the 65 of Jeffrey Marble and the 12 of Michael Thwaites.
Back here. Zach Ogburn going to get kind of 40. Elliott, but let's back up here. Panel 32 now and the 12. Up on the 65. Jeffrey Marble.
And Darren's trying to pass them all here.
Darren,
I think he knows he's got a fast car, so he's just trying to keep the momentum going for him.
All right. Well, Brendan Kennedy out there in chat says, give old Gary Wells, a.k.a. Larry McReynolds, a shout-out for me.
Larry McReynolds. All right. We got a caution here.
Oh, no, Andrew! Andrew Moraes, it looks like Garrett D. Grant also involved. Uh-oh.
I knew that was going to be a byproduct of him with the two tires, with him just trying to stay, out of the way. And he's just trying. I don't think he meant to cut Garrett up to the wall like that. I think he was just trying to give him some room, or maybe didn't see him, but just an unfortunate circumstance between him and the 24 right there.
Hey, we see the 24 get around the 87. 31 pushing up, and then right there, it's going to send the 31 into the grass, and then the 24 comes back down. Oh, the 66 also going to tag his teammate, the 24.
Yeah, and I think it was just a byproduct of Andrew being on old tires. That car just not handling, wanting to stay to the bottom like he would like, and just the 24 with all the momentum that he had just had nowhere to go.
All right, we'll take another look at it. Man, right there, yep. And, oh, man, that's a tough break for Andrew. And Garrett D. Grant as well. Garrett D. Grant. It looks like he did get it back going. And I imagine every is going to come down pit
And
road
they are.
here.
Yeah, they definitely are. Rob is everybody's coming down pit road. I think we were just 30 some laps, 32, 33 laps there on tires. So yeah, definitely going to be feeding time for these guys here.
All right, David in his stall there. Allen looks like he missed it. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Alan Elwood.
Oh. Yeah, when you miss the pit stall, that could definitely be a big deal. I had drawn up some keys to the race here tonight, and I think, Alan definitely missed his pit stall. Alan's one of those guys that usually qualifies up front, so I think he might have just forgotten where his pit stall was. It's not up front. It's more toward the back this time, Alan. But yeah, I definitely did have 3 keys to this race tonight. Was tire management, minimize your mistakes, and track position. Looks like even though we're not quite halfway through this race yet, minimizing your mistakes, coming down pit road under green or under yellow, making sure you know where your pit box is, that's definitely a key that, Alan now, he's going to lose all of his track position, even though he was running top 5 most of that last run.
On with Rob Haynes. Down there on the apron, on the backstretch.
Uh-oh.
And he is falling back. All right, it looks like he had to all the way back to the end. Got back off the road there. I have no idea what Alan Elwood back down. I get up to him. He's back down pit road there.
Yeah, he's in his pit stall now. Yeah, he made it this time.
Well, but we go with Bobby Tinch, buddy. Got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on up there?
But not in the chase. But hey, you're still representing Northern Capital, man. 3 out of the 4, though, not bad. But you got your teammates out there. You're going to try to help them as much as you can. But how's the track out there to open up round 1 here for the chase at Atlanta?
It is pretty much a handful. I mean, it takes off really loose, tightens up a little bit, but then it's just tough to pass. You get so free around anybody.
Get the air taken off of you pretty quick.
Yeah, it's all right. It's what you expect out of Atlanta, I guess.
All right, Bobby. Well, still, we got a long way to go, but you got something for these guys out there, or are you just trying to get the best finish you can and to help your teammate? I mean, what's kind of the plan for you?
There's just a lot of laps left, so I'm kind of riding right now. I'll start working my way forward here in a little bit. I'm just trying to keep the fenders and nose on it right now and see what I can get. I need a good finish. If I didn't have any bad luck this season, I wouldn't have any at all.
Well, that'll turn around, Bobby. Just give it time, man. Good luck out there here tonight.
All right, thank you.
Right. Here, getting ready to go back green flag here.
Yes, sir. Getting ready to take that All Paul's Animal Hospital green flag here for these guys. Lights are off. David Weishart's your leader. It looks like Rob Haynes has been top 5 most of the night. He's all the way back to 23rd. I don't know if he had maybe unsafe pit exit or what the case was, but he got an EOL.
Uh-oh.
Gonna be interesting here. These guys, top 4 looking good. All 4 of them chase guys. Top 5 are all chase guys, so gonna be a very interesting restart. Pace car looking to dive off. And the green flag's back in the air for the Rick Motec Cup Series Race 1 of the Chase at Atlanta. David Weishart and Cameron Hearn are able to get down single file. Your top 3 or 4 are all single file now as we head into turn number 1.
Where the double file is happening. Davey Hendricks, I haven't mentioned much about the 34.
Oh, there were 3 wide here, Josh, in the back.
Yeah,
3 wide.
I gotta get it figured out. Get it figured out. They did. They got it figured out.
They got it figured out.
Oh.
That is where you're really going to see it on these restarts. You're going to see a lot of 3, sometimes 4 wide down on this front stretch and back stretch.
Well, the rule states you can't change lanes before the start-finish line, and you can't go 3 wide before the exit of turn 2. After turn 2, it's fair game.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything at the exit of turn 2. Oh, as we got one car getting loose here. I think it's Darren Clement.
Yep, it is the 32 of Darren Clement. It sure
I'm
is.
getting good at this.
You're getting there.
It's getting there. I don't do very many cup races, so just give me some time.
Well, what gets me confused, and I'll be honest with you, is when, we almost had another 3-5 there as well. Tommy in the middle, Bryce on the low side, and the 65 of Jeffrey Marvel on the outside. They didn't go 3 wide, but it was close.
Oh, yeah, and it could get pretty close here at Atlanta. Real tight here. You know, Bryce, if he gets a run, he could definitely pull it down to the bottom. Bobby Tinch got a little loose there coming down the straightaway. He's able to corral it, though. That's what's so tricky. Or, I'm sorry, Bobby Tinch, I'm sorry.
I'm still
66. But yeah, this track is really bumpy, especially down that backstretch. It can be pretty difficult, especially back here in traffic, just to hold the steering wheel straight and keep that vehicle straight going down the backstretch.
But we've been cockpit here all week with drivers. Let's go cockpit here with another driver. How about we go cockpit here for about a lap or 2 with the 65 of Jeffrey Marvel. Give people an idea of what it's going to take here at Atlanta in these Cup cars.
Yeah, you see he's wide open down here going into turn 1. Lifts a little bit here. He's got the 30 to his outside. Really holding that wheel steady. There's a little bit of cranking of the wheel just because of the bumps and everything, trying to negotiate through those. But for the most part, pretty smooth all the way around here.
Is Lacey Cool out there in chat? Lacey, glad to have you. They're at the Winter Legends Car Nationals at Citrus County Raceway. Dad wanted to race, but by the end of the races, wouldn't have been able to race. So, but Lacey, glad to have you and your dad out there drive for diabetes awareness.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool thing that they support. You know, always want to get that checked out and, you know, kind of see what's going on. Never want to guess that. Diabetes is definitely nothing to joke around with.
Oh, it is not. Well, we're still cockpit here with Marvel, and you know, it just gives the viewers a perspective. You know what these drivers are having to endure. You know, each and every lap with the old tires, the new tires, even the mid-range tires. I guess that's what you could call them.
Yeah, broken in and feeling pretty good. To the not so feeling so good.
Battle for the lead.
Oh, battle for the lead.
Cameron Hearn and David Weishart.
Yes, sir. These guys are really heating it up here. Cameron Hearn has got that preferred line, but Weishart, he's trying to get that side draft going if he can and get that momentum off the corners. It gets real tight on the exit of 2. That car on the bottom lane really wants to come up. But when you got somebody to your outside, you really got to be watchful of that.
Oh, man, and 25, he's keep all 4 of those tires above that white line.
But he's going to get him off of 4 here, but he's not going to be enough. Weishart will lead that lap.
Yep, David's going to lead that lap. David holding strong there on that outside line. Well, mid-line, I should. Running that mid-line. Cameron's pushing hard on that inside. Firing out of turn number 2 here, side by side. The more they race, the closer that VRA machine of Jeffrey Creek going to catch right up to his teammate and David Weishart.
Yeah, and he's going to catch right up to him, and you know it'll really make it a very interesting race between these 2 VRA cars and that Samson machine of David Weishart.
They are now at about a 10th.
And the more they run, the more rubber gets laid on the racetrack. The more we might see this groove move up a little bit. I think David feels a little bit more comfortable, not quite hugging that white line all the way around as he does it here in 3 and 4, just kind of block Cameron Hearn's momentum a little bit. But he was kind of running maybe a half a car length up there through 1 and 2 last time. It seemed to work out for him pretty well.
Watch Jeffrey Marble here diving in between 30 of and the 09 of Bryce Zedisak. Jeffrey. Smoking.
Either somebody's smoking or something here. Don't want to jinx him just yet, but I'm going to give him a shout out anyway. Rob has really gained some positions here since that restart. Was all the way back to about 27th. He's up to 18th now, so really, or 17th now. We're really working his way up through this pack.
Number 1 of Blake Griffith. Another
VRA driver.
VRA guy out there. Running right now 18th. You know, he's got a pretty good driver ahead of him. That, number 1's got some damage. You know, is that front end damage affecting his speed? And is it affecting his turn?
Yeah, and it really affects these Cup cars. Any little bit of front end damage, it can really affect your straight line speed. And also your handling as you get through these corners. So they're coming up on Nick Hunt now. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys get by. Looks like they'll get through pretty clean, but Cameron Hearn just will not go away from this 33 car. They are still nose to tail. Jeff Creek's trying to catch up. He's wanting them to battle again, but I think they're pretty content with running first and second for right now.
David's like, get away from me, 25. Be gone.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to happen for him quite yet.
Cameron's probably saying, I'm going to get you.
Yep, but it looks like David, even with the lap traffic, he was still able to pull away that last lap. I think Cameron is really good in 1 and 2, but we really see David Weishart, you know, really start to pull back away in 3 and 4.
Go back here, look at some side-by-side action going on here. The 30 of getting around the 00 of Hunt, as well as 34 of Hendrick. Jeffrey Marble, Bryce Zedisak, Tommy Haynes, David Elliott, Bubba Michael Thwaites now to the inside of the 00. Chuck Sweet also now looking to the inside. Bobby Tinch, Rob Haynes now coming around the 00 of Nick.
Nick is playing it very nice here, staying to the outside, letting these guys have the preferred line around this racetrack.
Very, very respectful out there on the track as we Rob now battling it out here with another Northern Capital Samson Motorsports. Bobby Tinch. It looks like Rob Haynes going to have it at the line. They come screaming into turn 1. Rob is going to complete that pass on that 60.
Yeah, Rob is definitely on a mission right now. Back up to 16th, still passing cars. He's definitely got a good machine. He's definitely been working on saving his tires and, you know, really driving his brains out right now trying to get back up to the front of this field because he knows that he has to have a good run if he wants to be a championship contender, and he can't have a bad race.
All right, lap 65 of 140. 5 more laps. We'll be at that halfway mark, and right now it's, you know, these top 3 here.
Jeffrey Creek is closed in on these guys here.
Bumper to bumper, yep. Jeffrey Creek now up here with his fade of Cameron Hearn.
Which this will make this battle for the lead very interesting here.
It's a 2v1.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure David is really hoping that his teammates would have been up here to help him out, but looks like not gonna be the case here tonight, as as all the Samson cars are kind of struggling up here up to the halfway point.
Closest one right now is Tyler Hallman. He is right now in 7th, down to 8th. As Justin Gann going to get around. Comes Davey Hendricks following Gann. Now he's going to back it off. Boy, Davey, is he going to split the gap here? Oh, nope, that Wax Electric 38 not going to go 3 wide just yet.
Yeah, no, not just yet for that 34, Davey Hendricks. Trying to play it smart as he's getting to the inside of Tyler Holman now.
I got 34 on the driver bar and 38 on the card, so
we'll call it both.
It's
yeah, him and Dalton Cowden kind of had a number switch, I guess, tonight.
Guess so. Oh, look at Tyler Holman all over the back bumper there.
He had that
Davey
momentum, and he just didn't know where to go.
Man.
But a good save by him. Here comes Jeffrey Marble. He's trying to get around the 52, but the 52 wants a push. He's not going to get it. Here comes Jeffrey down to the inside.
Good run there by Jeffrey Marble to the side, now side by side with the 52. I think the 52, though, going to get that run there on that outside line. Going to get a little bit of a run, but not the run I'm sure he wanted. Making his way into 3s, though. The 52 will have it.
Yeah, making his way into 3. 52 is going to have it here. 65 going to have to regroup a little bit. But the 65 of Jeffrey Marble's been so good off of turn 4 that he could get right there, but it just seems like a 1 and 2. Can't quite complete the pass.
Tommy Haynes is looking. Boy, he's got a view of the battle ahead of him.
Yeah, and that number
right here with
looks
him.
like Bang Energy vehicle here. He's got quite the view here. I think he's just got to lay back here for a little bit. Watch these guys race it out.
But Jeffrey doing all he can get around that 52, and it is not working.
No, it is not working. He needs a little bit of draft help is what he needs, but it seems like that 17 just seems to go with the 52 by default down these straightaways.
Could be saving tires, you know.
Yeah, and he could be saving tires too, but anywhere where you get drafting just a little bit of a push, you don't have to be locking bumpers with him. But that draft does help coming down the straightaways as he's working with that 65 now.
Side by side, out of 4. And with the guys for a few laps, this is the battle here between 65 going to edge him out. But Tyler still right there.
Yeah, Tyler's still right there, and he's trying to get up into the 9th spot. Can he clear him this time? He does.
He cleared him. Slide job.
A little bit of a slide job there. But that 52's all over his back bumper now. I think he's going to get a little bit of a gap here off 4 because Tyler just hasn't been that great through 3 and 4 so far here.
All right, we have hit the halfway mark here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here this evening. GT Hawkins Racing, GT out there in chat, tuning in here tonight. Shout out to Rick Motec, Frank Rico, coming on board here for Extreme Motorsports at 99.com to sponsor the Cup Series. Definitely check out their products. They are custom made and custom done, machine made. I mean, they spend a lot of time on their product, Gary, to, get it working, get it, to a T, and make sure that when you get that product, that it is going to work fully out of the box and it's going to last for a while. I've seen some of the work that they do, and how they, machine that stuff. And man, it's amazing at what Rick Motec does.
Yeah, they definitely do put a lot of time in their product. I unfortunately don't own any Rick Motec gear yet, but I've heard nothing but great reviews about his stuff, and he does a good job sponsoring the series and does a lot for the iRacing community just in general here.
Does. Shout out to the admins here tonight: Don Kidder, Andy Starcher, Tommy Yamassi at admin hour. Shout out to Rick Donathan for allowing MaxSpeedTV to be a part of great action here at Extreme.
Well, 25 is still on the back bumper. He's closed in a little bit these last couple laps. trying to possibly figure out how he's going to pass that 33 car.
Oh, Tyler Holman under fire yet again, now by Tommy Haynes.
Yeah,
Sweeting
Tommy's gonna
making
get
his way up through.
Yes, sir. And Tommy Haynes is going to try to take this position here from Tyler Hallman. Chuck is just kind of like, well, I'll just go where the run is. We'll just see what happens when it comes to the straightaway here. I think he's going to go with this 17 car. I don't think Chuck is on a team. I think he's an independent driver.
Chuck is a full independent driver out there.
Which is very rare. Yeah, which is very rare to see here in Extreme. A lot of these guys are on teams, but he's one of those open charter guys, not on a team, but hey, it's working for him. He's run really well as an independent.
A little bit loose there as he tried to figure out which line he wanted to take going into turn 3.
Yeah, and it's just that backstretch, man. The car, especially as the tires wear out, the cars get light as the fuel load dissipates, and it's going to happen every once in a while. That car is just going to get a little dicey going down the back.
Matthew Welsenbach back here 23rd after starting 22nd. Gary May currently running 22nd, starting 30th. Bobby Tench falling all the way back to 21st. Jeremy Clifton currently running in 20th. Let's get up here and go down through the top 10. We'll start with our current leader, the Northern Capital 33, David Weishart. Cameron Hearn in the second after starting 5th. Jeffrey starting 18th. Third. Ed Morris starting 21st. And Alan Fox starting first on a pole, currently running in that 5th spot.
In 6th place here, starting 17th, was Justin Gann. In 8th place here, it looks like in 6th place, Justin Gann. In 7th place here, John Sterling started 15th. Davey Hendricks started 24th, currently running in that 8th spot. In 9th place, we've got Jeffrey Marble started 13th. And rounding out the top 10, well, as it changed over here, Tommy Massey now in 9th and Jeffrey Marple in 10th.
Right. That is top 10 here. And, they have now been out here at about 33 to 34 laps.
And there's still 27 cars on the lead lap here.
And that goes all the way back to Elwood. And Elwood out there running, having damage.
Yeah, he is way off the pace here.
Significant damage out there.
Yeah, he was involved in one of those early wrecks here, and unfortunately for him, not off to the best start and to the chase and riding around here in 27th, but the leaders catching him quickly here as they just slapped Nick Hunt once again, but they are coming to that 5 car.
4 more laps. We're going to be within the fuel window here. Lap 80 of 140 here tonight.
Alan Elwood, he got loose.
What is going on with Alan Elwood?
Oh, my. He really botched his pit entry here. I kind of saw it at the corner of my eye. He got loose trying to go onto the brakes here and just lost it.
Let's go back here to MaxSpeedTV replay and figure out what happened to that fine machine as he
I think he just had some wheel hop. I mean, that's really the only thing. That's really the only thing I can think of for Alan, because he normally doesn't make these type of mistakes. I think he might have just had some wheel hop, and that definitely did it for him.
Oh, maybe burning it too hot. Oh, man, he just 150 plus miles an hour down pit road.
Yeah, I don't know what he was
I don't know
doing
what
here.
happened.
Trying to listen to his...
Mechanical issues?
No, I don't know if he just misjudged it or what it was. I can't tell his oil or water temp or anything, but I think he just got loose off a 4 and it just went around on him. I don't know.
David Weishart down pit road. Tyler down pit road. Waits down pit road. Rob down pit road. Green flag pit stops here tonight. Got to pay the bills here, folks. So we got to step away here and play a couple of commercial breaks as green flag pit stops are happening. folks, back live here. Green flag still here. I mean, we are still within that cycle of those green flag pit stops. So, gotta pay those bills here tonight. David Elliott down pit road. All right, 19 likes here this evening. Can we hit 25 here tonight, folks? 25 likes. Got 26 watching here this evening. We have hit a peak at about 28 here tonight. Low numbers here. Uh-oh. Harry having some problems. All right.
I'm still here, but yeah, my iRacing just said, nope, not today.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, Gary, I got it, man. You just back in here, buddy. Justin Gann down pit road here. Let's get up to John Sterling. Like the top 9 drivers have not, or the top 10 have not made their pit stops here. Right. Well, here comes Jeffrey Marble down the pit road here. Road. John Sterling up front. Tommy Haynes second. Aaron Clement third. Chuck Sweet fourth. Bryce Sidisak currently running in fifth. I think we're just trying to see exactly maybe some strategy call out here, banking on a caution by some of these drivers to maybe trap some drivers a lap down. You know, Gary, anything is possible. Sure.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't matter if I could see the track or not, but there were definitely some guys staying out, trying to prolong their fuel stop as much as they could. But really, you do lose a lot of time here in Atlanta, about a second to 2 seconds per lap that you stay out. So I know they're trying to trap these guys a lap down, but at some point they're going to have to come back down pit road and get some tires and fuel unless we get a caution.
Going to get his lap back the old-fashioned round of out of the top 9 has yet to pit. Waiting for Jeremy Cliff, Blake Griffin, Ross will round out the top 9, but John Sterling there, Tommy Haynes all over the back bumper of him. 52 of Darren and Tyler Hallman. Sorry, Tyler. 52 of Tyler Hallman back here. 30.
Yeah, and I don't know if John Sterling's out of fuel. I think he's got a tire down from the way I was seeing his car move around. But John is stuck up to the high side here.
Oh,
that 38's all over him here. Yeah, that 3 car is way off the pace here compared to some of these leaders. They're trying to, stay on the. I think they've waited too long. Now we've got 16 cars back on the lead lap. It looks like he's going to have to come down here and pit.
Oh yeah, he is going to have to. Him and Tommy Haynes both. It looks like Jeremy Clifton down pit road. He's just giving up.
Yeah, what was trying to be helpful, it's ended up costing them a lot of time. They are going to have to pit. John Sterling coming down pit road now. Tommy Haynes stayed out, but he also was under fire from the 30 car of Justin Gann. So going to be some interesting parts here. Hopefully, John doesn't get caught speeding here, because that'll definitely end his night. But definitely will probably lose a lap here.
Oh, he's going to have to.
And he overshot his pit stall, so he has to back up just a little bit.
Going to have to back
he's
it
too
up.
far to the left. Now he's got to go forward and backward, make sure he's still center.
Oh, there Clement down pit road.
And he's good now.
John Sterling got it figured out, man. That is going to hurt John.
That is definitely going to hurt John, for sure. When you're coming down pit road like that, it's really, really crucial that you get it done right the first time. And he had to back up and do a couple other things, and that really messed him up there.
Tommy Haynes been out here 48 laps. That's it to
The fuel mileage I got at the beginning of the race was 40 to 43, so he's crushed it here. He's saved some gas. I don't know where he got it from, but he has definitely saved it here, and I think he's trying to get down pit road this time. It's gonna be tight.
Trying. Oh, he did it. Boy, he barely did it.
He barely did it, but he did it. I thought he was about to get run over.
I did too. Chuck Sweeting, though, was coming down pit road at the same time. So,
yeah, luckily
Chuck
for him,
I think he seen him. He was aware, and he just kind of just let him go. So that did help it.
Yep, and looks like Tommy Haynes barely gets on the sign there. iRacing can be very particular of how you enter your stall, so any little bit over that white line or anywhere near it, they do usually have you back up. So, and he didn't have to there.
Got lucky on that one.
Sometimes you get lucky when you make green flag pit stops. Getting that time is very crucial. Getting in pit road, getting off pit road. Make sure you don't speed. Make sure you're also digging as much as you can, though. It's an art.
All right, Alan Elwood in chat here. What happened there, buddy? I mean, you don't want to talk about it. That's fine. But, it just looks like, I don't know. I'm not a driver. It looked like to me it might have been some equipment failure from my end. But, 150 plus down pit road is not a good thing.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I don't know what happened to you there, Alan, but that definitely is unfortunate. I know you were caught up in that early wreck, but sometimes that happens. It's part of racing.
Right, Cameron Hearn up front.
And he crushed it. Coming down pit road, he actually beat Weishart pretty significantly, entering and exiting. So I knew that was definitely going to be the difference for Cameron. Trying to pass Weishart, you could definitely gain a lot of time coming in and out of the pits, depending on how hard you drive. And Cameron just drove a little harder, and now he's your leader.
I'll look here at the pit strategy. Different. Some of the drivers up front and these drivers toward the back. And
yeah, so we're starting to see Tommy Haynes and John Sterling about to go a lap down here as they're battling for 19th.
Tommy Haynes. Yeah. Chuck Sweeting has been out here at about 4 laps on his tires. Leaders all the way back to about 15. Been out here already at about 15 laps on their tires. Chuck Sweeting, if he saves, with coming to 40 to go here in just 2 laps or laps time, Chuck could very easily catch up to these leaders.
Yep, and the pit window is about to reopen for these guys already. They are going to have to make one more stop, I do believe. But I think some of these guys that try to stretch it out, like John Sterling, Tommy Haynes, Chuck Sweeting, I think they were trying to bank it to where they didn't have to stop again.
Oh, you think it's going to come down to fuel for some and tires for the other?
Well, as long as we are having some green flag racing and not having any cautions, this could definitely play into a fuel mileage race, which we see at Atlanta on occasion.
Yeah, it could happen. It really can. Right now, I think it's going to be a tire game for, the top drivers up front.
Play the upper hand for sure. These guys have already been out 15 laps. I'm trying to see if Chuck is really gaining any ground. He's not really near anybody right now to be able to, make those tires work for him and gain some spots on pit road.
Chuck Sweeting. Last lap was a 31.806. Can't turn 32.087. So that is a tire difference, sure.
Tire difference, and he is faster, but just being back in where's truck run 17 versus first, the faster time is there, but I don't know how much that's really going to pay off for him though. But Rob Haynes has really had a good recovery, coming back from, I believe it was 27th or 28th, the last caution we had. He is back up to 8th spot, and he really did a good job on his pit stop here. entering and exiting pit road. He gained a lot of time, and now he's back here in the top 10.
Well, yeah, Rob's got some company. That's got Justin Gann behind him.
Yeah, and I think they're just kind of working together, it seems like. I don't think Justin has any intent on passing him. Maybe they could try to work together. Well, maybe never mind. Here comes Justin Gann to the inside of the 29.
Spoke too soon, Gary.
Yeah, I did. Well, maybe Rob here will work with the 30, and they'll try to work their way up. I think these guys are definitely going to have to stop one more time. Now, what'll be interesting, Josh, if they do have to stop again, or when they have to stop again, will we see tires? Will we just see fuel only? Could we see 2 tires? Gonna be interesting here as we get down to the end of this race with some pit strategy.
I think tires gonna be, you're used up your tires. You're gonna have to get tires. You've saved your tires because you think you are gonna have to stop at least one more time. I wouldn't change them, and that's just my call. Yeah, they're gonna be a little cooler. They are gonna have some wear, so you're gonna have to be definitely careful coming back out on pit road. Are going to change tires. You got to change the rights. Leave the lefts alone. But then again, you'll have other drivers come down. They'll take all 4, and they're going to be really in a tire sense ahead of the game.
Yeah, in a tire sense ahead of the game. I think if you're some of these guys here toward the back end of the lead lap, you might see some of these guys try for that short-term gain of not even taking any tires, just getting, 3 or 4 seconds worth of fuel in the car, getting back out there, and maybe you make up some time that way to try to get a top 5, maybe even a win. So, going to be interesting. I'm not making any calls. I'm glad I'm up here in the booth with you tonight, not up on top of the stand or on top of the pit box, making some of these calls, because it could be very, very interesting. As we're seeing Rob Haynes fall back a little bit, he's got David Elliott to his inside now.
Watching David Elliott make that pass on the 29, it could be Rob Haynes not be just trying to save. He could be just trying to save what he can, make a run later on. Out there now, 24 laps on his tires. So, depending on how much Rob is trying to save, we're going to be coming up here 30 to go at about 4 laps. So, really wound down this race at 10:08 Eastern Time, 9:08 Central. Really cut this race in. Look at that caution number, 3 cautions, 11 laps, 34 to go. 9 lead change. Right after the flag pit stops, the drivers staying out and coming down and just gambling it up. You got to gamble here in Atlanta. Kind of like Las Vegas.
Yeah, and I know Gio's a really big math and stats guy. I work with him all the time here on Downforce Motorsports, and I guarantee you he was chalking up his laps, reading his gas mileage. They might be a lap or 2 to the good, maybe a lap or 2 short, so I think he's probably telling Rob to save a little bit, and then maybe hope that these guys pit and maybe try to pull off fuel mileage win. We'll see.
Could happen. It could happen. Rob Haynes, David Elliott, David, chase driver, right there in 9th. Rob in 10th. Justin Gann, a non-chase driver in 8th. Tyler Holman, chase driver in 7th. Davey Hendricks, non-chase driver in 6th. Ed Morris, chase driver 5th. Alan Fox, non-chase driver and our pole setter here tonight, running in 4th. Jeffrey Creek, driver in 3rd. David Weiss, our chase driver in 2nd. And Cameron Hearn, chase driver in first place here currently. Cameron Hearn has got a 2.5 seconds over David Weiss.
Yeah, and he has really pulled away here over the last 5 to 10 laps. I always kind of thought with this race that Cameron might have had a faster car than David during that last run. He just couldn't quite get around him, and that's what happens with this package. Once you get really close up on a guy, the air gets stuck. It just stays there. You can't really make any moves. So I think for him, he knew he needed to get onto pit road really good. He did, and we got trouble.
Pit stop's happening.
Oh, here comes David Weishart, the first guy to come down pit road, the defending champ.
Davey Hendricks coming down. Ed Morris coming down. Tyler coming down. Thwaites coming down. Davey.
Well, let's see what Weishart does here. Yeah, he's getting rights at least.
Rights are going on for that 33
and the lefts are going on for David Weishart as well. He's taking all 4 here.
Cameron
and he's
coming
going
down. Jeffrey coming down.
Cameron knew he had to go. Once Weishart came in, he knew instantly, hey, I got to go down this lap. because I think it really played well into David Weishart's hands. He could say, hey, I'm going to set the tempo. I'm going to come down here and pit. And then Cameron was like, well, I don't want to lose all that time, so I'm going to come down here and pit this time and, get me some feel goods and give me enough gas to the end. These guys also need to take into effect a green-white checkered as well. Sure, you want to have enough fuel to make it to the last lap of this race, but you never know in extreme. Sometimes we do get that occasional green-white checkered.
Yeah, you never know. It could happen here tonight. Hopefully it don't, but it could. They only get one attempt if it does come down to it. So we know how green-white checkers are. They are wild.
They are, what's that thing you say?
Extreme. They are extreme.
There you go. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this all cycles out. I believe that Cameron is going to be a lap down here. No, he's still on the lead lap. But David Weishart ended up losing that lap as, Cameron Hearn's that last guy on the lead lap here.
Cameron Hearn is the last driver on the lead lap and the top 10 on the lead lap here.
Well, Weishart is all over the back bumper here of Alan Fox. He's just going to go to the inside. I got new tires. Fox is like, I'm going to let you go.
That's going to put David Weishart back on that lead lap.
It's going to be a battle here for the lead, so it's going to be really important to watch that 33 and the 25 here over the next little bit. Unless, big key word here, unless Alan Fox, Justin Gann, or Rob Haynes have saved enough fuel to make it.
Elliott down pit road, Darren Clement down a pit road as well, so maybe they can't make it on.
Well, I've noticed that Rob is really, the 29 is pitting here, just got word. 29 is coming down pit road this time.
Rob Haynes coming down. I think it's tires. I think you have to. I don't think you have a choice.
You really do have to take these tires here. With this old worn out surface, you really got to take the tires any way that you can get them. I know sometimes when these guys try to stay out, they hope for that caution, but that caution's just not coming out tonight. These guys are racing each other with a lot of respect out here. So, really, really good racing here tonight.
I picked Chuck up in fourth. Chuck stayed out for a really long time, but he's been out there 20 laps. So, up ahead of him, got 28 laps for Jeffrey Marble, 30 laps for Justin, 32 laps for Alan Fox. So we're going to be coming here to 20 to go here in about 3 to 4 laps. Gary, winding it down here, the final 23 or 24 laps right now here for the Extreme Motorsport 99.com Rick Motec Cup Series at Atlanta. Everybody was at Atlanta all week. I think they're just glad to get out of the Xfinity cars from yesterday because, man, that was a handful, but they only had one caution.
Yeah, I've noticed with these guys, I don't know what it is, but the harder the track, the cleaner the racing, the longer green flag runs we get. But when these guys are all bunched up, seems like at times, not always, it could be a lot of cautions. So, very interesting seeing these guys here, with this worn out surface. These cars being slick and hard to drive, these guys give a lot of respect out there.
Again, down pit road now off and away here. Lap and down, running in 12th, but he have those that look like anybody. Oh, looks like John Sterling might have took 2 tires.
Yeah, John Sterling usually John Sterling likes to make those interesting calls there at the end. Maybe he thought he saved a little more tires there. Gonna be interesting to see how that'll work out for him, but the man on a mission here. I know a lot of these guys are looking to race their way back up onto the lead lap, and I know for 7th and 8th, Cameron Hearn and David Weishart, this is the battle for the lead here. Not much of a battle, though. Cameron Hearn's still got about a second and a half on him.
Right now, they're currently 8th and 9th.
8th and 9th.
It hasn't reached. Our leader still currently Alan Fox. Not everybody has came down pit road yet. The top
6 here. Yep, yeah. Top 6 here have not pitted, and it's interesting here. Cameron Hearn just passing Gary May here for 6th spot.
Here comes David. David, too. David's on the back stretch here with him. He is going to be making his way up to Terry May here momentarily.
Yeah, I think a lot of these
20
guys
to go here tonight.
I think some of these guys here are just hoping for their caution to come out somewhere. I know it'll really help David Weishart to reel the leader back in a little bit, make it a very interesting race here at the end. But I know if I'm Cameron Hearn, I don't want a caution.
And right now, if you're Alan Fox, you don't want one either. You know, he's been out here 37 laps, 37, 40. Oh,
no, I don't think he's going to make 57 laps. We've seen it before, but I don't think these guys can make it 57 laps on fuel.
Chuck Sweeting.
Not with the way these tires are.
Chuck Sweeting will be close.
Yeah, he's right on that edge.
Yeah.
He was the last guy to pit in that last cycle. Him and Tommy Haynes both.
Bryce Sinisak.
Bryce
Sinisak will be close too.
The 26, 09, and 17, they're all right there on the cusp, but I think it's really just going to come down to tires because Cameron Hearn's eating them alive.
Gun down that 17 to Tommy Haynes, but he right now 4.5 seconds. He is up on a 31 of Andrew Mirage here. Not having
Andrew. There you go. Good job, Andrew.
Andrew got out of the way, let Cameron go by. That is not for position.
And I think Andrew knows at this point his race is basically over here and just trying to get to the end.
17 to go, man. It's gonna be an interesting finish for sure.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see how David Weishart and Cameron Hearn are going to switch it out here. Are they going to be all over each other, or is it still going to be about a second and a third lead, second and a half lead between these two?
David Weishart, 1.6
because David is definitely giving it his all right now. He's trying to drive as hard as he can to get to the back bumper of that 25.
That 6 to 7, though. 6th place to 7th place, David. Right now, it's Alan Fox just trying to do what he can. Stay up here up front. Can you save enough fuel? Don't think Alan can, and I could be wrong.
It's really hard, I've noticed, on iRacing with this particular cup package to save fuel. I know he has been drafting with a lot of guys. I know there's some things you can do, like punching in the clutch, that kind of thing, to save some gas. But it is one of those really hard things to do. It's going to be close. It's possible, but I just don't know if he's going to have enough tire to really hold off Cameron Hearn.
All right, 20 likes here tonight. 25 currently watching as we get that 15 to go, make it 14 this time by. Winding down these final laps here tonight.
If Alan Fox wins this race, I will retire. I will get out. I will leave. Nah, in all seriousness, this will be one hell of an accomplishment if these top three stay where they're at and this race runs green to the end and no cautions come out and they all finish 1, 2, 3. That'd be interesting. And it would really break the chase bracket for a lot of these guys here. Rob Haynes, Alan Fox and Jeffrey Marble, both non-chase drivers. So, and Chuck Sweeting, how about that? He would be the best, highest finishing chase driver if this goes green and nothing else happens.
Right now, he's still currently running in third. 34-lap stint run here for Chuck Sweeting. I think Chuck can make it.
Cameron Hearn all over the back bumper now of Tommy Haynes.
And he's just going to make a pass there. Here. Tommy Haynes onto the high side. Cameron now up to 5th. 1.8 seconds back from Bryce Sinisak. Bryce has also stayed out.
Yeah, Bryce has also stayed out. These guys here, I think if he gets to Bryce, I think he might have enough time. If he could get to Bryce and to Chuck, he might have enough time to get to Alan Fox and Jeffrey Marble, but he's got to do it here within the next
Jeffrey
would say
Marble goes to
3
the
or 4
lead as
laps.
Alan Fox comes down pit road.
Alan caved finally down pit road. Interesting.
Probably could not make it.
Well, what's Jeffrey Marble going to do? And Chuck Sweeting, I wonder.
11 to go. I don't know.
I don't know either. That's why I asked you. I figured you might know.
47 laps. If Chuck can make it, he'd be out there at about 47 laps.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Fuel window 38 to 45. We've seen them go higher than that. So
We have, but tires.
Yeah, those tires. But how? Okay, put it into perspective too. Well, Cameron Hearn is coming up on Chuck Sweeting here.
Well, last lap, Cameron Hearn was basically a second faster than the 26. So.
Oh man, Cameron Hearn making his way back up here. Is he burning his stuff up? I'm sure he's burning his stuff up to get up here. He is going to go to the inside of the 26. Chuck Sweeting. Chuck is going to fall back to third. Cameron going to go into second. Now, Cameron has to catch Jeffrey Marble 2.8 seconds
gonna
back.
Be interesting.
As we hit 9 to go.
I'm keeping an eye on this lead here of Jeffrey Marble. I know he wants to try to keep it. Is he staying out? No, he's coming down pit road. Josh, he's coming down pit road. He's surrendering the lead.
Surrendering the lead.
There's the race. Cameron Hearn.
3 wide with John Sterling. The 73 of Alan Fox and the 24 of Garrett D. Grant. They got it figured out, but we were
all
3
right in front of our leader
wide
here.
with those drivers.
And that was all for position for these guys. So,
yeah,
got a battle for position. But here comes the leader now, Cameron Hearn, about to put these guys a lap down. Cameron has just put on a heck of a clinic here tonight.
As with Cameron in first, Chuck now back in second.
This is going to be
David
interesting. I'm
Weishart
watching David
coming up
Weishart.
on
Can
Chuck.
he catch up to Bryce here? Or I mean Chuck. I'm sorry. Can he catch up to Chuck? He's going to. He's going to be in second here. I think Chuck now knows he made his bed. He lied in it. I think he's going to have to try to nurse it to the end here for a top 3.
Got Bryce Sitasak coming up on him as well. And Bryce Sitasak get around Chuck. Chuck hold it for a top 3. Well, coming to 6 to go this time
I don't think David is going to have enough time to catch that 25 car. I just don't think he's going to have enough time to get there.
1.7 seconds back.
Because he's getting around Jeffrey here, Jeffrey Marble. Now, John Sterling did hold up Cameron Hearn a little bit, I thought. But I still don't think he's going to have enough time to catch him. I think he burned all of his stuff up quicker than what Cameron did, honestly.
Cameron now 1.9 seconds ahead. Chuck Sweeting and Bryce Sitasak got to watch the battle for the third place here as well, as we are at that of 5 to go here tonight.
Yes, sir. 5 laps of racing to go. And this track temp has actually dropped over the course of this race. I figured it'd be kind of fluctuating, but today it's really just dropped off. It was about 104 at the green, and now it's down to a cooler 90 degrees.
90 degrees, not bad.
Not bad. Still a little slick, but, there's a lot more grip in this track at the beginning of the race, or now, than there was at the beginning.
16 more turns for Cameron Hearn. David Weishart, 1.9 right now with 4 to go. I don't know if David is going to be able to catch him. Probably going to be content running right where he's at, but if he, doesn't keep that momentum, Chuck's going to catch back up. But Chuck's got company in himself. He's trying to get around the 65 here, and he's got Bryce Sitasak, also breathing down his neck with 3 to go. Can Bryce get around Chuck? That's going to be the battle here. That's going to be the battle between Chuck and Bryce right now.
Yep, and we've seen Atlanta put on some really good finishes here in the past. This strategy really paid off for both Chuck and Bryce. Staying out here as long as they have. This is really going to be a whale of a finish here for second place.
Yes, it is.
I mean third, sorry.
Alrighty, folks. 2 to go So this time by, next time by, we will at the Lodge Box, the white flag here tonight. Lodge Box, a white flag for all your building and construction needs across the southeast United States. Visit lodgebox.build. Build with us.
Yes, sir. Final lap. Coming to it now.
Taking the white flag here tonight. One to go. No more caution.
Yeah, no more cautions here for Cameron Hearn. He has put on a heck of a show here tonight. I don't know how many laps he's led, but I know he's led a lot of them. Really,
Cameron Hearn has led 25 laps here tonight.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow,
Coming out of 3 and a 4, Cameron Hearn going to open it up here for the Rick Motec Cup Series with his win here tonight. Chuck Sweeting going to hold off Bryce Sinesak here for third place. David Weishart is going to finish in second.
Run. That's a really good run for Chuck Sweeting, David Weishart, and Cameron Hearn. All three out of our 12 chase drivers all sweeping the podium here.
Yes, it is. It looks like Chuck Sweeting might have ran out of gas.
Hey, no better time than at the end of the race to run out of gas.
All right,
folks. He's definitely out. I don't think he's going to make it to pit road.
All right, he might not either. All right, well, if Cameron Hearn burns it up here on the front stretch, all right, going to step away here. Grab the top 3 up here because, man, what a run. Man, well, it was an awesome race out here by these guys. So give us just a few minutes, folks. We'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, back live here on MaxSpeedTV. We've caught up with all 3 drivers here tonight. We're going to start here with Chuck Sweeting. Gary, you've caught up with Chuck.
Well, I think I've caught up with Chuck here on the backstretch. I think he didn't make it to pit road. Chuck, third place run. You stayed out on all those tires, and it almost paid off for the win, but third place, still a good run for you tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I knew I wasn't going to win on that strategy, but I don't know. The server locked up on me. I couldn't qualify. I missed the start of the race. Had to come out and come back in, and I don't know, just screwed up the whole night for me. So I was behind from the very beginning. So to come out of here with third, I got to be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely a good comeback and a good start to your chase for sure. Well, next week we go to Pocono. How do you feel about that track? We go to the Tricky Triangle.
No, I thought we went to Charlotte.
Oh, is it Charlotte next? I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm sorry. We go to Charlotte next week.
Charlotte's going to be a lot tighter race than what you saw tonight. I don't think it'll get nearly as spread out. Track's it's got a lot more grip, and I don't know. It might be a race of survival, at least for the first half of it. We'll just have to go see what it's like, see what the weather's like when we get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, heck of a run here tonight. Good luck to you here at Charlotte. Any shout-outs or thank yous you want to give before we let you go here?
Just thanks to everybody at Extreme and you guys at MaxSpeedTV, for all the great work that everybody's done all season long. And we'll see how these playoffs go and hopefully end up with a trophy at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck to you the rest of the season and have a good one.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, well, that is going to bring us to our second place finisher here tonight, David Weishart. Just not enough laps there to catch up to Cameron Hearn. We're gaining on him, but it looks like just couldn't get up there to him, man. How was the race out there for you tonight? And, really what it took just to hang on to the 33, because it looked like out there you had a couple of moments as well.
I mean, the race went for me, it went about as smooth as you could get. Just kind of early followed Alan Fox, and I was following Mraz there. Got the lead, and I felt really good. I mean, you getting clean air in these things, and these things feel like rocket ships. And wasn't fighting. And then me and holding off Cameron there. I mean, that was a great battle, just holding him off. He'd get to me, and then he'd have to fall back, and he'd get to me. And I thought as the tires wore, that kind of played my favor if I was in front, because the aero push would kind of nullify any run he would get. And we came in for our first round of green flag pit stops, and he got around me there on the pit cycle, and I thought that was about all she wrote, and I thought my only chance was to get around him as fast as I could. And I just burnt the right front off of it trying to get around him, and I just kind of maintained like a 2-second gap the rest of the race. But congratulations to him on winning. I think the best two cars finished first and second, and that's about all you can ask for in a race, really.
I want to know your opinion here real quick on that strategy call by Chuck. Hanging out there, doing what he did, and, managing to finish third and then running out of fuel there at the end, because, he was running his race too. He was wanting to grab the win.
Honestly, I'm shocked they made it. I didn't think there was any way they were going to make it. But congratulations to them for making it. Because when we came off after that last caution, that was my plan, was to stretch it. And about halfway through the first run after the caution, before our first green flag pit stop, I looked at it and I was like, man, I'm going to be 5-6 laps short. And I just can't save that much gas. So we called the audible there to kind of break that run up right there into thirds. And it worked out for us. I'm glad it did. But, I mean, congratulations to them for making it. I mean, I was shocked they made it, but, good for them,
All right, bud. Well, hey, round 2, Charlotte next week, bud. What you think about it?
I'm expecting a crazy race. Everybody knows how to drive Charlotte. People turn so many laps there that everybody's going to go into there feeling like they got a shot to win. So I just look forward to it being a crazy race, and hopefully we can avoid everything and at least come on with another top 3.
All right, David. Well, thought shout out you want to give before you go celebrate, buddy.
I want to thank Rick Motec for sponsoring the series. Thank Rick Donathan for putting this on. Without him, we wouldn't be able to come out here and have fun. I got to thank Russ Anderson at Northern Capital and everybody from Samson Motorsports. And thank you all for broadcasting.
All right, David, we'll see you next week, buddy. Round 2 at Charlotte, man. Go celebrate second here tonight.
Thanks, guys.
All right, well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. And I know Gary's caught up with Cameron Hearn.
Well, the Victory Lane celebration has begun here for our winner, Cameron Hearn. Cameron, that first stint there of the race, you and David were battling it out, but under that green flag cycle, what did you do to get around him? Was it just your pit entry or what? Because ever since then, you kind of took off.
Yeah, with these cars, the aero push is huge, so clean air is huge, and I drove in there really hard, got slowed down pretty good, and then getting off the pits on the apron, I about lost it coming out of 2. I was on the gas so hard, but I was able to stay in it, and I knew if I could keep him behind me for a few laps, eventually tire wear would become a factor because your car gets a little bit tighter with the guy in front of you. So able to hold him off. Pit road, the lap strategy, guys staying on fuel, I was surprised they made it. So that kind of concerned me a little bit, but me and Dave were able to get by the cars that stayed out on fuel. So I'm glad that me and him finished 1-2. We had a heck of a battle.
Yeah, we were definitely wondering that up here in the booth, and David kind of said the same thing. He was very surprised that Chuck Sweeney and Bryce Sinisek made it those last few laps on gas. But next week we go to Charlotte. I know Charlotte's definitely one of those tighter mile and a halves where it feels like everybody's got a shot to win. But your thoughts on Charlotte?
Qualify up front. Try to stay up front and stay out of trouble. Don't put yourself in a bad situation. That's about it. I feel like the draft for these cars is going to be huge there. So we've got some good teammates that, they're fast week in and week out. Hopefully we can work together.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good start for you to your chase. You grab your I believe it is your second win of the season. So you're right up there with Rob Haynes and Alan Elwood, 2 wins apiece between the three of you. But any thoughts, shout-outs you want to give as we let you go here and celebrate your win?
Yeah, my teammate Jeff brought it home P5. That's a good showing for us. Good points, good team points day. Alan had a rough night. He was fast like usual. Got in some trouble and had to retire a little bit early. And Blake got a couple laps down, but he fought his way back and got the best he could out of that. My wife, my dad, my uncle, all my coworkers watching. Rick Motek for sponsoring the series. Don, Andy, MaxSpeedTV. You guys do a great show. I mean, people that I show it to are amazed that this is, esports. People aren't used to it, so it's pretty cool to show them that. And yeah, hopefully I'll be back next week and contend for the shot again.
Well, absolutely. We'll let you go celebrate your win, and you have a good rest of your evening here.
Woo!
Well, he's excited. Appreciate it, Cameron. All right, Gary. Well, man, what a race out there. Couple of cautions, but it is Atlanta, and the green flag pit stop. That's where it really a big factor here, and the way this race turned out, and the different strategies that they were calling. Bryce Sidisak, Chuck Sweeting, finishing, looking at it here, they finished Chuck Sweeting laps into the run, and Bryce Sidisak 47 laps into the run, and both of them probably out of fuel. We know Chuck ran out of fuel on the backstretch, so I'm sure Bryce had some fuel issues there too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, credit these guys, Chuck Sweet and Bryce, for being able to stretch it out and do what they could. But I just want to give an honorable mention. I know we'll get to him here in a minute, but Rob Haynes came back all the way from 27th, 28th spot due to a speeding penalty, I guess, on pit road, and came all the way back to 10th. So really good showing for him, as he's also another one of our championship contenders.
All right, well, we'll get him down here to the unofficial results. Pending any admin stuff we have to do, but Cameron Hearn going to grab the win here tonight. David Weishart was trying to catch him. Not enough laps there. Got up there at about 2.5 seconds, and so that was about all, in between 1.8 and 2.5. So, but hey, what a run for David. He's going to finish second. Chuck Sweeting, talked about him and Bryce, man. They just went out on rails there and ran out of fuel. They're going to finish 3rd and 4th, respectively. Jeffrey Creek in 5th, Tommy Haynes 6th, Ed Moore 7th, Justin Gann 8th, Tyler Holland 9th, and Rob Haynes, you was just mentioning, going to come back and grab a top 10.
Yeah, and here with our last 4 cars here on the lead lap, 11th place, David Elliott, 12th place, Zach Ogburn, 13th place, Alan Fox, and rounding out your lead lap finishers, Darren Clement with the 14th place, 15th place, Gary Mays, 16th. What a comeback for Garrett D. Grant. He had some troubles early, come back to finish 16th, 17th, Bobby Tench, 18th, John Sterling, 19th, Jeffrey Marbled, and in 20th, Davey Hendricks.
All right, Michael Thwaites, 21st, Blake Griffith, 22nd, Jeremy Clifton, 23rd, Andrew Barras, 24th, Scott, 25th, Matthew Welsenbach, 26th, Clint Wilbright, 27th, Alan Elwood, 28th, Michael Mueller, 29th, and Mason Kane, 30th.
And in 31st here, rounding out your field tonight is going to be Dalton Cowden, and then 32nd, 33rd, 34th, Tommy Amassi, Andy Starcher, Don Kidder. Your admins up in the tower tonight, doing a great job as always.
All right, but hey, our winner here tonight, Cameron Hearn. And this is definitely going to help him have the momentum, Gary, to go into Charlotte next week.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of positive momentum amongst our top 3 finishers. Definitely going to be an interesting week next week in Charlotte.
All righty, folks. Well, that's going to wrap it up here for the Rick Motek Cup. Round of 1 here at Atlanta in the chase. Myself, Joshua Medlock, Gary Wells on the call here. And what a race. But until next time, folks, stay safe and have a good night.